History is filled with tales of empires rising and falling. It tells stories of conquest and domination. Yet some nations have resisted this tide. These nations stand as beacons of resilience, their sovereignty unbroken. They are the last unconquered nations. Subscribe to @EnchantMinds for more stories of resilience and history. Defining an unconquered nation is complex. It's about never being fully subjugated by a foreign power. Some argue that no nation truly fits this definition perfectly. However, the nations we are focusing on today stand out. They have faced down empires, resisted colonization attempts, and preserved their cultural identities. They ultimately regained their sovereignty. Before delving into the inspiring stories of unconquered nations, we must first define what constitutes unconquered. Complete subjugation, where a nation's people, land, and culture are wholly absorbed into another, is exceedingly rare. Unconquered doesn't necessarily equate to untouched by outside forces. It's about retaining an enduring sense of sovereignty and identity, even in the face of external pressure. The nations we'll explore have emerged from foreign interactions with their national identity intact. Scattered across the globe from the Himalayas to the Iberian Peninsula exist nations that fit this unique definition of unconquered. Bhutan, nestled high in the Himalayas, stands as a beacon of cultural preservation. Andorra, in the Pyrenees Mountains, has navigated European power struggles for centuries. Montenegro, with its rugged coastline, boasts a history of fierce resistance against invaders. These nations have fiercely guarded their traditions and autonomy. Their stories are as diverse as their geographical locations. Portugal, a nation synonymous with exploration, also claims a place among the unconquered. While it established a vast colonial empire, Portugal itself remained unconquered during a period when much of the world fell under European powers. Each nation offers a compelling case study in resilience, adaptation, and the enduring power of national identity. These stories challenge our conventional understanding of strength and survival. True power lies in the unwavering spirit of a people determined to preserve their heritage. The path to remaining unconquered is rarely smooth. It is paved with challenges, threats, and the pressure to succumb to larger forces. Their histories are narratives of resilience forged in the fires of external pressure. Geographic location, cultural identity, and economic resources shape the threats these nations faced. Despite their differences, they shared the experience of relentless pressure from larger powers. They defended their homelands against overwhelming odds. Portugal, known for its maritime exploration, offers a prime example of early resistance against a dominant power. Long before the Portuguese sailed the seas, they defended their homeland against the Roman Empire. The Roman legions marched across the Iberian Peninsula, subduing tribes. Portugal, inhabited by Celtic and Iberian tribes, became a key target. These tribes, though lacking centralized organization, were deeply familiar with the terrain. They engaged in guerrilla warfare, ambushing Roman patrols. Viriathus, a Lusitanian chieftain, united tribes against Roman rule, becoming a symbol of resistance. The rise of European colonialism cast a long shadow across the globe. Bhutan faced pressure from the British Empire, a dominant force in the region. Bhutan adopted a strategy of skillful diplomacy and strategic isolation. They leveraged their mountainous terrain as a natural barrier. Andorra, surrounded by larger powers, navigated European politics by forging alliances. They maintained their independence by leveraging their unique geographic location. Beyond military invasions, the unconquered nations face the threat of cultural erosion. The spread of global trade and communication brought the risk of assimilation. Bhutan made conscious efforts to preserve its Buddhist heritage and cultural traditions. The government promoted the use of the Bhutanese language, Dzongkha. Andorra maintained its unique cultural identity, with Catalan as the official language. These cultural expressions serve as powerful reminders of their enduring spirit. The rugged terrain of the Himalayas has been instrumental in preserving Bhutan's independence. The towering peaks deterred invaders, making conquest a daunting endeavor. This isolation fostered a strong sense of national identity and self-reliance. Andorra similarly benefited from its mountainous terrain. The steep slopes made Andorra a difficult target for conquest. This geographic reality shaped Andorra's destiny, fostering resilience and adaptation. Montenegro has a long history of military resistance. They utilized their knowledge of the terrain to repel invaders. This military prowess became an integral part of Montenegrin identity. Portugal developed its own form of military strength, maritime power. Their powerful navy helped deter potential invaders. Their naval prowess became a symbol of national pride. Bhutan's commitment to preserving its cultural identity has been vital to its survival. The government promoted the use of dzongkha and limited foreign media. This focus on cultural preservation is strategic for resisting assimilation. Andorra clung to its cultural traditions, with Catalan as a vibrant part of identity. Traditional festivals continue to play a central role in social life. Cultural resilience is a powerful force for survival. Bhutan has engaged in strategic alliances and negotiations with larger powers. This pragmatic approach has been crucial for Bhutan's survival. Andorra's existence as a microstate necessitated a delicate balancing act. Maintaining neutrality has been crucial for Andorra's survival. Andorra leveraged its position as a buffer state to its advantage. Their diplomatic finesse ensured their autonomy. High in the eastern Himalayas lies the Kingdom of Bhutan, known as Druk Yul, land of the Thunder Dragon. Bhutan captivates with its stunning natural beauty and unique culture. The towering peaks of the Himalayas have protected Bhutan from invaders. This isolation allowed Bhutan to develop its own distinct identity. The Bhutanese people view their country as a sacred trust. Their reverence for the environment is deeply embedded in their culture. Bhutan's strategic location amidst the towering Himalayas has played a pivotal role in shaping its history. The rugged terrain, treacherous passes and limited access routes have historically made Bhutan a difficult target for conquest, allowing it to maintain its independence while larger empires rose and fell around it. This natural isolation, while sometimes leading to periods of insularity, has been instrumental in preserving Bhutan's unique cultural identity. Throughout its history, Bhutan has faced external pressures from neighboring powers, seeking to expand their influence. The country's strategic location between the Tibetan Plateau and the Indian subcontinent placed it at the crossroads of competing interests, requiring a delicate balancing act to maintain its autonomy. Bhutanese rulers, known as Druk Gyalpo, meaning Dragon Kings, skillfully navigated these challenges, employing a combination of diplomacy, strategic alliances, and military prowess to safeguard their independence. One notable example of Bhutan's resistance to external pressure is the Battle of Five Lamas in 1616. This conflict arose when Bhutan, led by Zhabdrung Ngawang Namgyal, who unified the country under his rule, faced an invasion by Tibetan forces backed by the Mongols. Despite being outnumbered, the Bhutanese forces, utilizing their knowledge of the terrain and their fierce determination, repelled the invaders, securing their borders and cementing their independence. Bhutan's historical isolation, however, has not meant complete seclusion. The country has long maintained trade and cultural exchanges with its neighbors, particularly Tibet, from which it drew heavily in developing its own distinct form of Mahayana Buddhism. This blending of indigenous beliefs with Tibetan Buddhist traditions has resulted in a rich and vibrant culture evident in Bhutan's art, architecture, and daily life. More than just a religion in Bhutan, Buddhism is a way of life, a philosophy deeply intertwined with the country's culture, values, and national identity. Introduced in the 8th century by Guru Rinpoche, Buddhism has permeated every aspect of Bhutanese society, from its art and architecture to its social customs and environmental policies. This deep-rooted spirituality has been instrumental in shaping Bhutan's unique approach to development, one that prioritizes happiness and well-being over material wealth. Central to Bhutan's philosophy is the concept of gross national happiness, GNH, a holistic approach to development that measures progress not solely on economic indicators, but also on the well-being of its citizens, the preservation of its culture, and the protection of its environment. This unique development model, adopted in the 1970s, reflects Bhutan's belief that true progress must encompass not just material wealth, but also spiritual fulfillment, cultural richness, and environmental sustainability. Bhutan's commitment to preserving its cultural heritage is evident in its policies and everyday life. The government actively promotes the use of Dzongkha, the national language, and traditional arts and crafts are taught in schools. The wearing of traditional clothing, the Go for men and the Kira for women is encouraged, and ancient festivals, or tsekyus, featuring mass dances and religious rituals, are celebrated with great fervor throughout the country. This dedication to cultural preservation stems from a deep understanding that a strong national identity, rooted in shared values and heritage, is essential for resisting assimilation and maintaining a sense of unity in a rapidly changing world. Bhutan's cultural resilience, nurtured by its Buddhist principles and its long history of isolation, serves as a powerful example of the enduring strength of tradition in the face of modernity. The modern dragon balancing tradition and progress in the 21st century. Bhutan entered the 21st century with a cautious approach to modernization, seeking to balance the benefits of technological advancement and economic development with its commitment to preserving its unique cultural identity and pristine environment. This balancing act, while presenting challenges, has allowed Bhutan to embrace progress while remaining true to its values and traditions. One of the most significant developments in recent decades has been Bhutan's transition to a democratic constitutional monarchy. In 2008, the country held its first democratic elections, marking a historic shift from centuries of absolute monarchy. This transition, initiated by the fourth Dragon King, Jigme Singye Wangchuck, reflects Bhutan's willingness to adapt and evolve while upholding its core values and traditions. Bhutan's approach to tourism exemplifies its balanced approach to development. Recognizing the potential economic benefits of tourism, Bhutan has implemented a high-value, low-impact policy, limiting the number of tourists and ensuring that tourism revenue contributes to the well-being of its citizens and the preservation of its environment. This approach has allowed Bhutan to share its unique culture and natural beauty with the world, while minimizing the negative impacts often associated with mass tourism. As Bhutan continues to navigate the complexities of the 21st century, its commitment to its core values, gross national happiness, cultural preservation, and environmental sustainability remains unwavering. The land of the Thunder Dragon stands as a beacon of hope, demonstrating that progress and tradition can coexist harmoniously, and that true development encompasses not just material wealth, but also the well-being of its people, the richness of its culture, and the health of its environment. The stories of the last unconquered nations reverberate with lessons for our modern world. They challenge our assumptions about strength and survival, reminding us that resilience can manifest in unexpected ways. These nations, often overlooked on the global stage, offer profound insights into the enduring power of cultural identity, strategic adaptation, and the unwavering pursuit of self-determination. One of the most striking lessons gleaned from these nations is the importance of cultural preservation as a form of resistance. Bhutan's steadfast commitment to its Buddhist heritage, its promotion of Dzongkha language, and its vibrant traditional festivals all speak to the power of culture in forging a cohesive national identity. This dedication to their unique heritage has provided a bulwark against assimilation, allowing Bhutan to engage with the world on its own terms. Similarly, Andorra's preservation of Catalan language and traditions, despite being nestled between two larger, influential neighbors, highlights the importance of cultural continuity in maintaining a sense of national identity. Even in the face of globalization and the homogenizing forces of modernity, these nations demonstrate that cultural heritage can serve as a source of strength and a rallying point for national unity. These lessons extend beyond the realm of culture. The unconquered nations teach us the importance of strategic adaptation in the face of changing geopolitical landscapes. Bhutan's careful balancing act between self-reliance and strategic partnerships, particularly with India, showcases the importance of diplomacy and pragmatism in safeguarding national interests. Their ability to navigate the complexities of international relations while maintaining their autonomy is a testament to their strategic acumen. The stories of these resilient nations offer a blueprint for navigating the challenges of a globalized world. They remind us that size and military might are not the sole determinants of success on the world stage. These nations have demonstrated that resilience stems from a deep understanding of one's strengths, a willingness to adapt to changing circumstances, and an unwavering commitment to preserving one's core values and identity. The lessons of the unconquered nations hold particular relevance in a world grappling with issues of cultural preservation, globalization, and the balance between tradition and modernity. As we navigate these complexities, the experiences of these nations offer valuable insights into the importance of fostering cultural understanding, promoting sustainable development, and respecting the right of all peoples to self-determination. The unconquered nations, through their enduring spirit and unwavering pursuit of self-determination, offer a message of hope and inspiration. They remind us that even in the face of overwhelming odds, resilience is possible, cultural identity can be preserved, and the human spirit, when fueled by a belief in one's own agency, can overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Their stories serve as a powerful testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit and the possibility of charting one's own course in an ever-changing world. The stories of Bhutan, Andorra, Montenegro, and Portugal paint a vibrant tapestry of resilience. They remind us that history is not solely one of conquest, but of enduring human spirit and cultural identity. These nations stand as beacons of hope, showing that survival and tradition can withstand the tests of time. In an era of globalization, they highlight the importance of preserving our shared human heritage. Their experiences emphasize strategic adaptation and the power of diplomacy. They teach us that true resilience lies in adapting to new realities while holding on to core values. Their stories offer hope for a more just and equitable world, celebrating cultural diversity and self-determination. As we move forward, the lessons of the last unconquered nations serve as a guiding light. They encourage us to approach global challenges with a renewed sense of hope, recognizing that solutions can be found in unexpected places. These nations remind us that there is no single blueprint for success on the world stage. True progress lies in embracing our shared humanity and celebrating our differences. Let their stories inspire us to support initiatives that promote cultural diversity and the protection of indigenous knowledge systems. Recognize that cultural heritage shapes a vibrant and inclusive future. Embrace development models that prioritize the well-being of people and the planet. Learn from Bhutan's philosophy and seek to create societies that value sustainability and genuine happiness. Foster dialogue and understanding between nations, promoting cooperation on shared global challenges. The last unconquered nations offer a powerful message of hope for humanity. Their stories remind us that the human spirit can overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Let us draw inspiration from their example and work together to create a world where cultural diversity is celebrated and all nations thrive. Subscribe to Enchant Minds for more inspiring stories and join us in celebrating the resilience and diversity of cultures around the world.